Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and we just received update to a public test server with some important changes. Not too many, but some important ones. First, activities and public events. So activities are old events, the small ones are now called activities. Those are mostly minor adjustments, some based on the feedback that it's a good news. Adjusted reward pools for activities and public events. More rewards, always welcome. Some minor fixes for the events that were struggling to work properly. Now named as an activity when they appear, hordes. So hordes were events, now activities. While we originally had intended to disable hordes with this patch, they will still activate at times when this update releases. This will not interfere in any way with the newer activity rotation being introduced with this update. That's good to know. One violent night, fix, drop connection fix, enclave activities all. Fix an issue where these were triggering every 40 minutes instead of the expected 20 minutes. So good, because we need them for very rare enclave mods and as well Gatling plasma mods supposed to be dropping from them now. So those are important. I'm happy with them popping up every 20 minutes. Very welcome. Armor. That's about secret operative underarmor. Not a big change. They are just putting all underarmors in line with each other. Therefore, secret operative underarmor, that's the one that's dropping from a raid, will no longer be unique in any way. It will be just a different look. So different underarmors. It's all about the look now on this public test server iteration. Everything else, all the stats, you applied through the modifications. So it doesn't matter which one you pick, you can apply anything you want on them, which is probably a good change. Now, some adjustment to legendary mods. The Mutant's legendary armor mod now scales with mutation count and now caps at 5% reduced damage with 16 mutations. Not too many people is running with 16 mutations. Basically, almost all. -1, I think. Or -2. But obviously, you cannot be carnivore and herbivore, so -1. Yeah, that's like a lot. 16 is a lot. And you will need to pick some bad ones if you want to max out this effect. It says only about armor, so I'm pretty sure the weapon effect is unchanged, but we'll see. The heavyweights legendary armor mod now reaches 10% reduced damage at 150% carry weight. So this basically means if you want to run heavyweight for damage reduction, you need to be over encumbered to get this 10% damage reduction. It's a weird choice in my opinion. If anything, it should be based at your total carry weight. What I would do, but obviously I'm not a developer here, just what I would do, I would make it 10% if your total carry weight is 1000, regardless how many you carry. I would make it based on your capacity to carry stuff, which would give a cool twist to all those pocketed mods, boosting your strength, adding carry weight perks and carry weight food and so on to achieve damage reduction. It would be a cool twist. Now, as it is here, how I see it being used, let's say there is difficult boss fight. Just before boss fight, you pick up from your scrap box like a bunch of scrap to put yourself into over encumbered state, and then you go to fight slowly. That's how I see it, which is weird. I am honest, weird, but maybe it makes sense. Let me know. Does it make sense for you? The heavyweight being scaling your damage reduction with how over encumbered you are? Let's say your carry capacity is 600, you will need to carry 900 pounds of stuff to achieve 10%. If your carry capacity is 300, you will need to carry 450 pounds, just 50% above your limit. Weird for me. The Lucid Legendary Armor mod now stacks multiplicatively per piece, and now it's not a nerf to Lucid, that's just putting it in line with everything else. When first public test server for March update was released, there was in the patch notes that all damage reduction percentage effects will be stacked multiplicatively. So they already implemented that. This one was just somehow not applied. And they will apply after armor calculation and not before, like it is on the live game, which is a reduction in effectiveness of all the percentage damage reduction effects. It's a nerf for percentage-based damage reduction effects overall, but that was already implemented in first iteration of this patch with the big armor rework. Next, just add the Vanguard Legendary Armor mod to scale more smoothly and offer more of its damage reduction with lower health. They didn't list the scaling, so at this moment I have no idea how it scales. But generally, Vanguard, the more health you have, the more damage reduction you will get. It's only really good if you are a ghoul, because if you are a ghoul, you will be always, or at least if you maintain your glow, you'll be always above 100%, which means always full bonus from Vanguard. How it will be for regular full health builds depend at what percentage of health the bonus starts diminishing. Radx diluted MedX resistance adjustments. So more rat resist, flat, it's not enough. Like, I will test it. I'm not sure do developers know how radiation damage works in Fallout universe. Those values are way too low. Like, any meaningful values to reduce your radiation are in thousands. And not a little, like 5,000-6,000 radiation resistance that you need to meaningfully reduce environmental radiation damage. But maybe they change all the environment in this patch, so we'll test that. For now, doesn't look like it will make much of a difference, especially that Radx suppresses mutation. No one will use this one. Radx diluted 250 total. There's Rat Shield. They said nothing about Rat Shield. I think they forgot Rat Shield exists. Rat Shield is 300 Rat Resist, so it should be boosted based on those numbers to 900. But I don't see it listed. Interesting that Medex is getting a buff. It's quite random. Legendary mods. Fix an issue where the Lucid Legendary Weapon mod was adding additional range to weapons. Oh, I didn't even notice that, as no one is using Lucid for weapons. Fix an issue with the description of the Gorman's Legendary Weapon mod, description when viewed by ghoul players. Perks, Bloodluster effect didn't work with certain weapons, bleed mods. So they fixed that. I will need to test if the fix is good. But it was always a problematic one, this perk not wanting to work correctly. New supply caches have been added to PTS locker. I'm curious what in that. We'll see. That's PTS only. Weapons. Fix an issue that was preventing cryo damage from applying its slow effect. Good. Finally. Finally, it will be fixed. I was hoping that's gonna be fixed on Tuesday and not with the next patch. Maybe it will be fixed on Tuesday. We'll see. But it's fixed on public test server now. Gauss minigun. So that's important. Increase the damage from 42 to 53. It was nerfed previously, so now it's boosted again. But overhit mechanic is broken and they remove it. And they say it's a temporary change and will be reevaluating this in a later update. Do they want to remove it or do they want to fix it based on that? I'm not 100% certain. So Gauss minigun, that would be welcome. This boost back up. Fix an issue where the glowing legendary weapon mod was adding additional range to weapons. Okay. Fix an incorrect damage assignments on NPC Wardram, Midhook, and Crylator. Address an issue that caused non-physical damage to be incorrect. Oh, that's the important one. So if that's fixed, tomorrow we'll be live streaming from the public test server to properly test stuff. If that's fixed, that's important. Finally, this archaic code needs to be removed. How is it coming back after 5 years from being removed? Now, how much is this boost? So previous nerf, if I can scroll and find it, we're going back in time with patch notes. Weapons. here was it nerfed. That was nerfed from 59 to 42, and now from 59 to 42, going back up to 53. So it's still a nerf. It's still a nerf, but only 10 percentage points compared to the live version. Like, we are going down 10% in damage from live, which could be reasonable. I need to test it, but that sounds like Gauss minigun could stay as a top performer. Maybe now closer to the Gatling plasma. Can be closer to the Gatling plasma now, but should stay on top. I don't know how this overheat mechanic, what they did, need to be tested. Like, the weapon need to be tested to see actual performance. But that being said, this is everything for patch notes for the public test server. We'll be testing that tomorrow. It's supposed to be 5-minute video, and that a little bit longer. Sorry about that. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.